And now we're going to bring in On3's Shea Dixon. And Shea, there's been a lot of hype with this LSU recruiting class starting from the summer with the BK takeover. This is the first full recruiting class for Brian Kelly and his staff. What can you tell us about it?
Well, the thing that you just mentioned, it started really in the offseason. They enter Wednesday with 25 commits. They had 23 going into the season. So the majority, large majority of this class, the commitments, bought into the vision before LSU had ever played a game, before they won the SEC West, before what we saw Kelly and the staff could do on the field. They had bought into what was being built. So obviously they're well ahead of schedule in terms of wins and losses. I'm impressed with how ahead of schedule they are in terms of recruiting. And again, the buy-in as we get close to signing day seems to be there. Everybody seems to be solid.
And another big commitment they just got is a guy who was actually committed to the Tigers last year, and Aaron Anderson, before Coach O got fired. What can you tell us about him?
Right. He was committed to LSU when the coaching changes happened. He ends up going to Alabama. And remember, a year ago, at the time Aaron Anderson signed with Bama, Bama was the #1 seed in the college football playoffs. LSU was in the midst of the first losing season since 1999. A year later, LSU's on much more level footing. And I think this is what the transfer portal can do for you sometimes. A kid goes away from home, wants to get back closer to home. For them, it's a big-time receiver, a former top 100 player, but also a big special teams guy. We saw what he did at Edna Carr in the return game. He will compete immediately to be one of those guys on punt returns and kick returns.
And the Tigers are expected to get another 5-star in Desmond Ricks. Any other surprises you're expecting to see on Wednesday?
I think Desmond Ricks Thursday is an announcement everybody's watching. I feel good about LSU's chances there. And that's one step, a big step towards rebuilding DBU, right? You want to do it from the high school ranks through, not have to rely on the portal every year to fill starter roles. So that will be a big one. We're watching Isaac Smith out of Itawamba, Mississippi. Look, Corey, you spent a lot of time in Mississippi. When Ole Miss and State want a kid, they usually can keep them home. LSU's trying to buck the trend, go into Mississippi, grab a top 5 player. He'll decide between LSU and Mississippi State on Wednesday. So another DB to keep a very close eye on.
And make sure you follow Shea for updates throughout this week. As you see, his Twitter handle is @Shea Dixon and On3 Sports. Shea, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.